Hello everybody! So today's a very special day because I'm going to be answering all the questions that you guys put in the comments. Just a disclaimer, I got a lot of questions. I'm going to try to answer at least one of everybody's questions, but if I don't get to yours, no hard feelings, there were just a lot of questions. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. So our very first question was from House of Hearth Agent. The very first question, who do you main in Genshin and HSR? So right now I'm currently a Flynn's main in Genshin, soon to be a Varka main. And in HSR, I'm a Finan main. Next question, who is your favorite Zodiac? This is a very interesting one because it's between Aquarius and Leo. And what I find so interesting about them is that they're complete foils of each other. And I think that's what makes them so unique. See, Leo was this character I intended to have everything from the get-go, but he didn't really want that. He wanted a much easier lifestyle, while Aquarius, she started from the bottom and she worked her way up to where she was, where they met. And I think that's why I love their characters so much. Hey, next question, do you have Aloy? Yes, I have Aloy. I don't use her. Who is your first 5-star in both Genshin and HSR? My very first 5-star in Genshin was the Raiden Shogun. I actually started playing the game when she released, and I had that beginner's luck, and I got her in 3 pulls, and I've still been using her ever since. My first 5-star in Honkai Star Rail, it was either Dan Heng in Baibaru Lune or Sparkle. Who is better between Durin and Flynn's in your opinion? Oh man. I love them both. If we're to talk about like the character, I love Flynn's character. I love him so much. He has so much aura. But if we're talking about like meta, then I would say Durin, because I have him in a majority of my teams. Who's your favorite Archon? My favorite Archon, it's gotta be Furina. Furina has always been my favorite ever since the Fontaine Archon quest. She's just an incredible character, and I love her voice actor. And then finally, we have, who is your favorite Chrysos heir? Is that even a question? It's Finan. It's Finan all the way. Finan might be one of my favorite characters of all time in every type of media I've ever consumed. All right, next up we have questions from Gloomy Knights. First question. Out of all the Zodiacs, whose backstory was the hardest to write? Ooh. I think the backstory that was the most difficult to write. Oh gosh, it had to have been either Capricorn or Scorpio. Just because they had so much going on. And Scorpios involved a bunch of characters who, unfortunately, they never made it into the episodes. So I would have to say it's Scorpio. And then the next question, who's your favorite and least favorite Genshin character? And do you think of making your own Genshin OC? So my favorite Genshin character, it's Varka. It's Varka. I love Varka. He hasn't even released yet, and he's still my favorite. He's been hyped up ever since the beginning of the game, and he did not disappoint at all. And do I think of making my own Genshin OC? We'll see about that. Oh gosh, my model's like freaking out, tweaking. From Chaotic Emmy, we have, what's your favorite dessert? Ooh, that's actually a really hard one. I would have to say my favorite dessert is apple pie. I love pie. What's your favorite era of your channel? FNAF, Zodiac, or what you're doing now? Wait, I have somebody who's been here since my FNAF era. That's crazy, man. That was 5 years ago. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. I would have to say that my favorite era, it still has to be the Zodiacs. I think that's the era that's defined me the most so far. I definitely hate to see them go, but I think it was just really time to move on from that. But I still think it's my best era. All right, we have a question from Eclipse Flakes. Who's your favorite design out of all the character designs from the Zodiacs? It's Sagi. I love Sagi's design so much. It's just got some spunk to it that I just really like in her character. Which Genshin outfit would you like to have in real life? And which character represents you, and who would you get along? Ooh. In a judgment-free world, I would be wearing Navia's outfit literally every day. That stuff is beautiful. Like, it's so well designed. But if I were to pick an outfit that I would wear on the daily anyway, it would be Gumming's. I really like his little hoodie, and I would honestly wear that out to do chores and stuff. Yeah, or run errands. Which character represents me? That's a bit of an interesting one. I would have to say Jean, because I take on a lot of stuff at once, and sometimes I do forget to take breaks every once in a while, and I overwork myself a ton, so I resonate a lot with Jean. And who would you get along with? I think I would get along with Farina. I would be going and watching shows with her, and I would love to have her as a director. I used to be an actor or actress, and I think Farina and I would get along pretty well with that. Now we have a question from Star. Can I give Scorpio and Pisces a hug? Sure, go for it. I don't know how, but go for it. Who are the Zodiac's favorite people? Oh gosh, it would be really hard. I think the cop-out answer would be the ships, but I'm gonna try to do without the ships. I would say that Cancer and Pisces are each other's. Leo and Aries are each other's. Aquarius and Saggy are each other's favorites. Oh gosh. Scorpio's favorite is probably Taurus. Taurus's favorite besides Cancer is probably Virgo. The twins are each other's favorites. I think besides Capricorn, Virgo's favorite is either Taurus or Minnie. Oh man. If there's anybody I'm forgetting, I believe that's everybody. Oh, Capricorn. Oh my gosh, Capricorn. I forgot about Capricorn. I think Capricorn's favorite person besides Virgo is probably Taurus. And Libra. Libra's favorite person besides Cancer is probably Pisces. And I think that's it. I think I got everybody, but I feel bad if I missed anybody. We have a question from Catastrophe. Who's your favorite Genshin NPC? Ooh. Is it wrong of me to say Capitano? Is it wrong of me to say Capitano? Because technically he is. Yeah, it's Capitano. All right, we have a few questions from White Deer. I'm gonna try and answer all of these. I really like this first one. If you were in Genshin, what vision would you get, and what kind of role would you have in a team? I think I would have a cryo vision, and the kind of role that I would have in a team. I'm a very independent person. I don't really ask for help a lot. Not something I'm very proud of. But I think because I'm such an independent person, I would probably be either a main DPS or a sub DPS. Question 2. What got you to start playing Genshin? For how long have you been playing, and who was your first main? Oh man, I started playing Genshin back in the COVID era. It was actually Klee's trailer that I saw that I was like, whoa, what's this game? And I decided to give it a go, and then here I am, I'm still playing a long time. Who was my first main? My very first main was the Raiden Shogun. Again, I got her in 3 pulls because of beginner luck. I like this one. What's your favorite thing about editing? I think my favorite thing about editing is seeing the finished product after. Just hitting that play button once everything's done and just seeing everything that you did. It's like, whoa, I did that. 4. Are you going to make videos of you playing? What are your future videos gonna be like? All right, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not much of a gamer. Well, I play very often, I do, but I think a lot of people would scream and cry if they saw my account, because I'm much less of a meta player and more of a, ooh, this character's cool player. So I think a lot of my videos, they're gonna be pretty similar to what you saw on the Solar Twins. We did a fun little tier list there. It's mostly going to be Genshin and HSR related stuff, but I think now I just want to make the channel something fun where I just chill and play whatever. I don't want to restrict myself too much. So, next question. What's your favorite song in color? Oh gosh. My favorite song has got to be Dancing Queen by ABBA, and my favorite color is green. All right, speed round. I gotta keep going faster with these. I want to get to everybody's questions. Can you tell us some fun facts about the Zodiacs you never got a chance to share? Like some headcanons you made up but never edited in a video. So I think one thing that I kept out pretty often is how the Zodiacs became Zodiacs, like how they were chosen. I think the best example of this being Virgo. I know that I've shown her like right after she became a Zodiac, but I never really went into her backstory because it was a very sensitive topic. It wasn't like blood, death, guts or anything, but it's just a very sensitive thing because Virgo, she had some bad men in her workplace, and I wanted to make sure that her backstory was done correctly because sexual harassment and assault is very difficult to portray in the correct way. So yeah, that's one thing that I wasn't really able to do in a video. 7, what are you going to miss most of your old channel? Oh gosh, I think what I'm going to miss the most is seeing everybody's theories in the comments, or seeing things like, wait, blah 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 is blah blah blah? What? I think that's what I'm going to miss the most, and seeing everybody so, I guess, so into the series and the lore that surrounds it. I think that's gonna be the hardest thing to leave behind. And last question, any goals regarding your channel, but personal too, only if you want, do you want to reach by the end of the year? I I think the main goal that I want to reach by the end of the year, it's nothing to do about subscriber count or anything. I think I just want to, I guess, learn to love making content again. Again, I've said it multiple times in my posts and descriptions and comments, but I was starting to see content creation as much more of a chore, and I really just want to rekindle my love for YouTube and making videos. Now we have a question from Hi It's Pie. Will you pull for Columbina or Zipai in Genshin? Hopefully I can pull for Columbina. It depends on how much I have because I am free to play, but I also really want to save up for Varka. We have a few questions from Random Chick. Question 1, who's your favorite Genshin character? One male and one female. So I already said that my favorite male character is Varka, but my favorite female character has got to be either Furina or Arlecchino. Sorry, my brain's not working. It's pretty early when I'm recording this. Question 2, who is your top 3 Genshin male characters? I would have to say number 1 is definitely Varka. Number 2 is Flynn's. And number 3 for me is Risley. But I also really like Heijo and Sino. I know there's not a lot of Heijo people out there, but I actually mained Heijo for a while. Do you prefer pulling for characters with good designs or for meta characters? So the strategy is I pull for characters that I like the most design-wise and lore-wise, and then I pull for the meta characters that work with them so I can play them for longer. I like this next one. Sino's jokes. I sucrose. I at least find them a bit funny.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
All right, last question from Random Chick. Flynn's or Ayato? Flynn's all the way. Flynn's all the way. I love Ayato, but oh man, Flynn's. I think his character is just so refreshing because we expected him to be this like dark and brooding character, but he just turns out to be like a chill gentleman, and I really like that. Now we have a question from Jinx. Who do you hate the most in Genshin Impact? Dottore. Dottore without question. Next question. Have you ever played League of Legends? No. I haven't played League of Legends, and I don't really plan on playing it because it's not really my thing, though I do want to watch Arcane one day because I actually haven't watched it yet. All right, question 3, this is about Ophi. Ophi, did you have a crush on Pisces or just use her? Ophi genuinely did have a crush on Pisces. I think Ophi's such a tragic character because it's like the little bit that you got to see from the human world outside of the Zodiacs. He's more of a broken character. He was not married, oh my gosh. His mom was married into this new family, and Cancer became his stepsister, but unfortunately he was forgotten because Cancer became the golden child. She got all the attention being a Zodiac, and that really broke Ophi. Like he had nobody there for him. So when he met Pisces, she was just this supportive character, but sooner or later he found out that Pisces was a Zodiac just like his stepsister, and he was just this wrathful, angry character. He was just so angry at himself, angry at the world, that it caused him to lash out. So no, he was not using her. That was a very long answer, but he was not using her. Now we have some questions from Miracle the Crystal Wolf. There's a lot of questions, so and the video is running a little long, so I'm only going to choose 3 of these. Gem. We have a question for Gem. Do you think it's Virgo's fault that Haynes kidnapped Minnie for an experiment? No, he does not believe that. He was definitely very angry for a while, but he was more angry at himself. He put a lot of fault in himself, and he didn't really have any real hard feelings towards Virgo besides in the moment. All right, we have a question for Pisces. Do you love movie nights and or playing video games with Cancer and Scorpio? Yes, she definitely does. It's one of her favorite things to do with the two of them. Okay, let's see, one last question. Ooh, this is a question for Taurus. Who are your best friends and why do you love them? So Taurus's best friends are probably Scorpio, Capricorn, Virgo, and Cancer, obviously. So Taurus actually used to go to school with Virgo and Capricorn. And Scorpio, I think Taurus and Scorpio just vibe pretty well together. Actually, I think I put this in a fun facts video, but Taurus would make cupcakes for Scorpio and leave them at his door. So yeah, that's how that friendship blossomed. All right, I have a question from Liv 2.0 Gotcha Zodiacs. Did Saggy say yes to Libra asking her out? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know, maybe. We have questions from, oh gosh, I'm not sure if I can pronounce this, but you'll see it on the screen. What's your sun sign? I guess I can reveal it now. I'm a Cancer. Why did you give Cap too much trauma? Because I can. No, I think the main reason why I gave Taurus so much trauma is because I think his zodiac is the most likely to bounce back from it. I think that's the main reason. And who's your favorite Genshin element? I really like Electro characters. I really like Electro. That looks like everything that I have here. I feel like I saw other ones, and I feel really bad if the other ones got deleted. Yeah, I think that's everybody. Awesome. All right. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little Q&A video. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to put them in the comments, and I'll try my best to answer them. But for now, this was really fun, guys. I really liked this. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!